paracetamol has been around for a long time. So, and it's shown great use when it comes to management of fever and pain. But it also tends to be misused because a lot of parents, the first, you have a child who's unwell, they're cranky, you don't know what's going on. Whether or not they have a fever, you'll give them some paracetamol. But there's probably you can argue for that maybe the child is in some pain of sorts and, because it will act as a painkiller, yes. But the only problem is, it does two things. First, it delays health-seeking behavior. So that if you give a painkiller, and then, let's say the child settles down, you might not actually find out what's going on with the child. So you're giving whatever is bothering the child, you're giving it more time to fester and become more serious, okay? And then the second one is that of household drugs available to people, the most commonly abused is paracetamol, and yet paracetamol can be toxic. It can easily cause liver failure, so it can actually cause death. It's something that we have headaches, Panadol, all of these, Dawano. Most painkiller formulations, most cold formulations will contain a paracetamol. So let's say you're taking something for cold, you're taking something for a headache, and you're taking something for, let's say, a toothache. All of them will contain paracetamol. So it's very easy to overdose on them. It's very easy to go into liver failure. So, and then even the fact that we keep Panadols and Calpols lying around the house, it's easy enough for a child to pick it up, take half the bottle, you don't even realize that they did. And then the next time their fevers are up, you're giving more of the same. So it's something that parents need to be careful with. We need to be aware of the danger of paracetamol. And then the third one is that it does seem that regular use of paracetamol can predispose you to asthma. So we might be careful not to, unless a child is running a fever or you are very clear that there's an indication for giving the paracetamol, maybe you might not want to give it. And I think it's a theme that runs through painkillers, because even the others, your brufens, your diclofenacs, your ibuprofens, your cataflams, all of this, that class has the risk of damaging your kidneys, and it is also likely to cause acidity and gastritis, so it could easily cause ulceration in the stomach. I think it's clear for us to not be seen as demonizing managing fevers with paracetamol. If your child is running a fever, then you should actually give a paracetamol. It is safe, as long as it's used correctly with the right dosage. If you're sure that your child is running a fever, give the paracetamol, because the opposite of it is you let a child run a fever and then they end up with convulsions. And of course, when a child is running fevers, they feel cranky, they have headaches, they have joint pain. So yes, it is important to manage the fevers, but there are also other ways of managing fever, so that you're not like constantly dosing on paracetamol. You sometimes find children who've had 6 doses of paracetamol in a 12-hour span. Those are too many. You want undress the child, that is important. What is interesting is the colder a child is, the warmer they feel, and the hotter a child is, the colder they feel. So a child will be feeling cold when they are running very high fevers, but it still makes sense to undress them because it helps them to get rid of the excess heat. Tepid sponging, while you're using lukewarm water to sponge down the child, that also helps them to get rid of excess heat. And that if the child was under covers, uncover them. You're making it easy for them to lose heat. Now, sometimes I've seen parents give a child a bath. It might be a bit uncomfortable with running fevers to be put in a bath, but that will also help to get rid of some of the fever. But again, we need to reiterate: if your child is running a fever, give the paracetamol, but then seek medical advice. A child who's running a fever of above 38, there might not be any reason to wait to see whether it will go away. Have them checked, because fever is a sign of illness. So while you might manage the fever, what was causing the fever? So it is important to find out what the illness is and get it sorted out.